Okay. Alright, well, I'd like to welcome you all to this rally protest today. There's 4 things we are protesting. The lack of consultation, all the decisions were made in closed-door meetings about this. There's a clause that says the disposition of land, if disclosed, could be harmful to the community. Every time they talk about a property, they're able to go into a closed meeting about it because of that clause. And we don't find out what happened unless we file a Freedom of Information Act request, which comes out 3 months later, if not further. So we're not going to be able to have a say before it's set up. The hotel will already be bought, and that's when we'll have a public forum. We're going to be able to move in there and already buy it before it's rezoned. So that's not exactly good. We're also protesting the location because it's one of our 2 hotels. We have tournaments with 500 hockey players that come out here, and we have tourists. It's also beside a liquor store and beside a child care facility, and so close to the highway. I've seen them jaywalking at the shelter they're at right now. I have a feeling they'd be doing that here too. The fact that the pantry and touring restaurants have been around here for so long, and all our seniors come out here, it's going to scare them away. I'm blown away that we're taking away a revenue-making business to put in a supportive housing complex. We need our hotel. It's for outside community or tourists coming here. They have a lot more money to spend. Also, I want to protest the model of it being a low barrier and the fact that it's going to be separate rooms instead of an open room with 40 beds. In the Green City shelter open right now, there was 100 ODs in the first 60 days. So that's 50 ODs a month. What's going to happen when they're sitting in their rooms, you know, they slide a bill under the door and you need a warrant or an emergency to go in. So people could be laying there dead for 29 days overdosing. The last thing we're protesting is the operator. Rain City has already failed in our community. And all it's doing is moving it from when it was on Cliff Ave to Rain City Shelter in the sleep shop. Now we're just moving it down the street even further. It's going to have open drug use allowed. So what we want to accomplish is, anyway, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out here. So I'm going to introduce Judy Dewick. She's a 21-year council and school board member, and we coaxed her out of retirement to come here today.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you to all of you who took the time out of your busy schedules to come to the rally today. I think it's important that our elected officials know that we have concerns about this proposal. I want to begin by saying that I'm not known to sign petitions or attend rallies. I actually can't believe I'm standing here before you. However, when I was asked to speak, I felt compelled to come out to share the concerns of the people that I have spoken to, as well as my own. In my humble opinion, the issue before us is critical to the future well-being of our community, a community that I have called home for over 40 years. As a former city councillor, I know firsthand the challenges that our elected officials face. They are tasked with making some very difficult decisions. Sorry about this. This will undoubtedly be one of the biggest decisions our mayor and council will have to make on behalf of us, the citizens of Maple Ridge. I fully support everyone's right to an opinion. I believe in respectful, open, and transparent decision-making. I do not support personal attacks and name-calling. I encourage everyone to be respectful during this discussion. There are people on social media saying that anyone who is concerned about the purchase of Quality Inn and the shelter don't care about the homeless. This is not what I am hearing. The people I speak to are not against the individuals that suffer from a drug addiction or mental illness and or find themselves homeless. Most people want to find a solution to help these people, but we do have questions about what does the housing treatment model look like, where is the appropriate location and size for such a facility. The decision to purchase the Quality Inn has caused upset within our community. The most obvious reason is the lack of transparency and public process, as well as the impact to the businesses and residents in this area. Loss of a hotel facility that is much needed in our communities, and loss of daycare spaces for families. Without facts, people will fill in the blanks. There is so much misinformation on social media, disrespectful posts, and this is due to the many unanswered questions. I believe that people are genuinely concerned. This is not an us against them. The citizens of Maple Ridge were promised that we would be included in the discussions regarding how to move forward when the shelter was closed. This has not happened. In closing, unanswered questions that I think need to be addressed. When will the public have an opportunity to receive all of the information? One area of confusion is who approached who. Were other options considered? Was a needs assessment done? Why do we need 61 rooms with the potential to accommodate more than 100 residents? We are told that the remaining people in the temporary shelter are the most difficult to house. What happens when they move on? Will Maple Ridge become the regional facility for those communities that do not want to take on this responsibility? If we double the number of beds and potentially addicted individuals, how is our RCMP, fire, and ambulance personnel going to cope with the additional calls? And who pays for this additional service? Why is Rain City the automatic contractor? Why would this not go out for tender or for expression of interest? Why is the public hearing process after the signing of the MOU? If I have this correctly, which I'm sure I do, that will mean the residents can move in prior to rezoning. This makes a mockery out of the public hearing process. Citizens' feedback will be meaningless as it is done deal. Elected officials are supposed to keep an open mind and be prepared to change their mind or position after a public hearing. Minister Coleman, MLA Doug Bain, MLA Dalton, and Mayor Reid and Council, I believe the citizens are asking you to stop moving forward on the $5.5 million sale of the Quality Inn until we get answers. There has been no process for public input, no impact studies, no council-ordered needs assessment report, and no neighborhood consultation. So once again, thank you for the opportunity to speak at the rally today, and I really encourage everyone to be involved, and please be respectful. Thank you.
Doug Bain, our MLA, wasn't able to be here today, but he sent his assistant, Cheryl Ashley, to talk to us.
Thank you for not booing on my name. And anyways, and it's great to follow my colleague and my past colleague, Judy Dewar. I have so much respect for her and what she stands for and the words that she shared with you today. I was coming here with my family regardless, and I had a call from my boss, MLA Doug Singh, and he said, Cheryl, I'm really sickened over this because he is in a conference and he's not able to get back. The last week we've been talking back and forth as he's been in the house about this issue because he is, like you, not sleeping over it. He came out in opposition of this site and he asked me to stand here today and tell you that he stands with you in continuing opposition to this site. But there has been some misinformation which I think jeopardizes and misrepresents how he feels about his government's work. When the camp on Cliff Avenue was organized, the city came to him and his colleague, Mark Dalton, and asked them to stand up and do something about the camp. And they did. They advocated strongly to Minister Coleman that they needed some support in Maple Ridge to deal with that. And Minister Coleman directed BC Housing to work directly with the city. And that work began. And that's where it was left, and that's where it was expected to culminate in a solution to the camp and to the next steps of how then to deal with the shelter after that. Doug, along with you, was very surprised at this option. It is council's decision, as Judy knows and I know in the previous role, and as Doug knows in his role as a councillor. They are entrusted with the municipality's decision. And when the BC province, the government comes to them with a solution that maybe is working throughout this province, because it is. Throughout this province, the government is implementing supportive housing that for some communities work. The options and the model, you may argue with, but right now those are the options and the models that right now the present best practice is advocating for. So when that was brought to Maple Ridge, it is your elected officials on council to say, does that model fit for Maple Ridge? It is not the MLA's job to make that next decision. And so by now asking the MLAs to make their decision on this option is unfair to you because they were elected by you to make that decision. Doug would like you all to continue your voice in asking, if not here, how do we support doing the right thing to care for these people in the appropriate location? How do we collectively sit down and say, if not here, where? And thank each other for the thankless job in government of making those tough decisions. So again, I am not here to unfair on mayor and council. I understand their struggle. But let's be true to where those decisions have to be made, and let's work together to make them. Thank you.
Please be quiet. I'm not sure how many people were at the special council meeting the other day. They announced that if our MLA, Doug Ving, isn't in acceptance with this, they will not move forward. A lot of people ask what started this rally. It's not what, it's who. And I'm going to call up Michelle Leggett.
Hello. I want to start by thanking everybody for coming out and showing your support and showing them that a community can come together to fight for something. I'm not involved in politics. I don't usually do something like this. I'm a stay-at-home mom with a voice. And when I first heard and read about what was happening here, I was appalled and disgusted that we were not consulted in a decision like this for our community. So all I did is one voice. I went online. Let's have a rally. rally. Let's show the support that we have. And here you guys are, and this is an insane turnout. I did not expect to see all this kind of support, and I thank you guys so much for standing behind this. This is awesome. All I can say is right here, when someone tells you that your voice doesn't matter and that it takes more than one, it doesn't. It takes one person to stand up against something and show them that we won't be bullied. And this is what you get, one voice, and you guys all showed up. It's proof that you can make a change in your community, so let's see this change. Thank you for coming out.
I'd like to call up Michael Morgan.
I've been asked to just say a couple of words as the president of the Chamber of Commerce and the representative of business in this community. This is about taxes, this is about jobs. People will lose their jobs. Nobody in business, along with everybody else in the neighborhood, were consulted, and the business community has spoken. They are upset, they were not consulted, this is not the right location, and this is not the right solution. Trying to see that out. All the surrounding businesses that will be affected around here, home restaurant, 42 jobs, pantry, 20 plus jobs, hotel next door, more than, I don't know, I'm not sure, it's about 20 jobs. Anyway, we surveyed the membership, and the membership told us, 3/4 of them clearly to advocate that this is not the right answer, and that we will be taking a position on this, and you'll see that released into the public media next week, I hope, with board approval. But that's the process we've got to go through. It was actually really cool to see that 1/3 of that membership responded to our survey in 12 hours. It's a great testament to the business in our community, and we support fully all of you guys coming out here, because this is not right. And nobody in the survey was very clear in some of the answers, because we put a comment box in there. Nobody is against doing the right thing for people to get them better. Nobody wants to have sick people not having a chance to get better. And I can tell you something, with the model Lorraine City runs, this is me personally now, this is going to work here, doesn't work downtown, we need to do it different, and we need to do it right.
Alright, I wrote a song for this occasion. Hotel, no public consultation, no one will go. It's taking the shelter, we'll let you back away. No longer just one room, it's a 24/7 party. We don't want the shelter, or to lose our person, one room at the Quality Inn. One person, one room. Oh, Kelso. Silent in the store and childcare too. Is it the best place for a rain city to roam? We don't want a shelter or to lose our hotel. We don't want no barriers in all over my town. Look at model, been trying to fail. 6 months to 9 months, and we climb a hotel. We've been birthed to house and that should be the approach. Just the Alex, not the home, there's the car. No, we don't want the shelter or the hotel. We don't want no barrier. It's gonna ruin our town. We don't want Rain City. We're ruining this town. We're all surprised it hasn't burnt down. Our level of acuity, they don't want help. See you right now, this is gonna turn to hell. Oh, we don't want the shelter. Oh, we got hotel. We don't want the barrier. It all ruin our town. Thank you all for coming to this protest. We don't want the same. How can you be the best? Is it just a start? A lot more to go. We gotta start by saying, oh, hell no, yeah, I don't want the shelter. Oh, do our hotel. Ooh, we don't want no barrier. Yeah, I'll ruin our town. We don't want this shelter. 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 Let's start to ruin our town. It's the Quality Inn. It's gonna ruin our Thank you very much. Now I would like to get up somebody that I've been working with since Tuesday. Someone I respect very much. Jesse Stretch. Hi. Can you guys all hear me? I sure as hell hope the bear can hear me. And I hope she listens up and she pays attention to everybody here. Hi there. Your guess is as good as mine, man. I don't know. And that's one of the things that angers me. Because she's pushing this decision and she's making everybody believe through media and social media and all that crap that this decision is up to our MLA. And it's not. The final decision rests in Nicole Reed's neck. And you all need to know that. I'm not against the homeless. I'm against homelessness. I'm not against drug addiction or the addicts. I'm against the way the government has been treating this and hiding it and warehousing it so it can grow and fester and destroy communities. I wrote a speech last night. And it was full of facts and figures and numbers and all that stuff. And I read over it, and I'm like, that's not me. I'm not a politician, I'm not in all this crap. I like to know this crap. But I have one figure that stood out to me last night. Illicit drug overdose deaths by month in British Columbia. January and February 2015, there were 72 overdose deaths in British Columbia. That's 2 months, last year.
By the end of February this year, there was 132 overdose deaths in this province. So much for low-barrier shelters. These people need treatment. You know, we put a lot of work into these sorts of things. I've got a bunch of people I'd like to thank. My Ridge-Lanties, few of us that have been putting all these things together and fighting this since the get-go, going out and collecting needles. And the funny thing about the needles that are left behind, Dr. Lemon Fraser Health wants us to believe they're no more dangerous than us now. Explain that to the mother of that 4-year-old kid that got pricked by a needle the other day. Dr. Lem from Fraser Health, instead of treating these people, he's just going to sit there and tell us that these needles are spread out through our community by steroid users and people vaccinating their pets. My response to that? You overeducated jackass. I want to take a second and thank Gordy Robson and Carissa Bell. We got two councillors that are actually listening to us and representing us. And I want to single Carissa out for a second, because the other day, at one of the council meetings that I was laying under a truck working, listening to on my phone, she did something that really struck a chord with me. She apologized to the community. That really went somewhere with me. A human being that's actually going to take and own the crap that those people have put on our laps. We need 2 more votes on council to get this turned around. We don't need them all. We don't even need Nicole Reid. We need 2 more votes. Mr. Shipshew, Deputy Mayor, you're going to sit there and you're going to get all salty and complain that you're losing friends over making crappy decisions. Well, if you go forward with this crappy decision, you're going to do so much damage to this community, it's not going to be repairable, and people are going to lose their lives. Unbelievable. We can't get mad at BC Housing. We can't get mad at Range City. They're doing what their mandate is. Shelter people. We have to be mad and focused and pursue City Council and the Mayor. That's who we got to be mad at. So how are we going to do that? Storm them all. No. We might end up having another rally at City Council. Who knows? We need to email them. We need to phone them. We need to write them letters for those of you that don't have computers. We need to let them know that this is unacceptable in our community. We don't want to shelter these people, we want to help these people. And just by locking them up and hiding them from the public eye so you don't have to enforce the bylaws and laws, it's no good. Yeah, squeaked off to the corner. I could go on forever, but I'm going to cut this short. It's been a long day already for everybody, and these businesses, they need to keep operating, right? So let's, hey, that's a good idea. Let's shut down these 2 businesses and force people out of their homes so we can build a homeless shelter. The lack of logic that bounces around City Council right now baffles me. And I'm not even an educated man, I'm a mechanic. Unbelievable. So I'm going to shut this down here right now, but it seems to me that Nicole Reid is afraid to ask everybody here a question because she knows what the answer is. And I just want all of us here to send her a loud message. Do we want a low-barrier shelter here or anywhere in Maple Ridge? What's the answer? Nicole Reid, get your shit together.